you have a to-do list with, say, 15 tasks on it. Okay, who are we kidding? There's thousands and thousands of tasks on it, right? And it's not just one list either. It's multiple to-do lists, some on paper, some in an app, or multiple apps maybe. And then there's like that one sticky note that you keep moving to different parts of your desk, so hopefully you'll remember those things that you need to do. And then you sit down and you open it and you look at all the things you have to do, and you have no idea where to start. And so you spend the next 20 minutes trying to decide where to start, and you still haven't started. And the things that are really important to get done don't get done because you're focusing on the most urgent thing or the thing that needs to be done because it's overdue. But the big things, the important things, don't get. And today we're going to talk about how to fix that. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So let's go. Today we're going to talk about pond planning, which is a little thing I came up with, and I promise it'll make sense in a second. But first, let's talk about traditional to-do lists. The problem with traditional to-do lists is that they tell you everything you gotta do. But this includes easy tasks, hard tasks, tasks that take a lot of energy, tasks that don't take any energy. And by energy, I mean physical energy, but also emotional energy. And it's all together. Your to-do list doesn't tell you how you showed up that day. Sometimes we wake up and we're really energized and ready to tackle our day. And sometimes we wake up and just surviving until lunch feels like a struggle, right? And traditional to-do lists don't account for any of that. They don't account for our capacity. They don't account for our energy. And so they really tend to be unhelpful. Even if you use like the priority systems where people are like, oh, this is, high priority and this is low priority. Well, yes, but if the only task I have at high priority is something that is exhausting on a day where I'm already exhausted and overwhelmed, that's not going to be helpful either, because I'm not going to have the energy to do that task. No to-do list in the world is going to tell you the version of yourself that showed up today. Only you can do that. And so your system, as I always say, has to flex around you and adapt around you instead of the other way around. Some of you may have heard before of the term MITs. MITs mean most important tasks. And usually what the productivity world is yelling at us is to pick your most important tasks of the day. It's usually 3. I've heard some people talk about 5. I've heard some people talk about 1. But the whole concept is that before your workday ends or first thing in the morning, you say, these are my 3 most important tasks of the day, and then you do them. And you don't do anything else until you do those 3 tasks. And that sounds great. In theory, I would love to be able to do that. However, I'm a normal human with a brain that does not cooperate with me sometimes. And if you're that way too, then surprise, surprise, this sounds great in theory, but it might not work in practice. Taking these 2 things into account, our to-do lists and MITs, I decided to create a concept that merges them and is also adaptable and flexible and works for our brain. Enter pond planning. So first things first, we look at our list and we highlight all of the MITs. I don't care if it's 1, 3, 5, 60, 80, just highlight the things that truly are important. I didn't say urgent, I said important. Some days I have 40 MITs marked, some days I have 5. Again, it doesn't matter because the magic happens after this. Now, if you've been in the productivity world for any amount of time, you've probably heard of this concept called eat that frog. The concept is that you should start your day with your biggest and hardest task first. You should eat that frog. Because if you do that, then the rest of your day gets easier. Again, lovely concept. I like the idea. I like the concept. And again, not necessarily realistic for most humans on most days. So a while back, I came up with a counter concept called eat the tadpole, which says basically, if you are on a low energy day and you don't feel like you can eat that frog, but you have things to get done, then hey, how about you eat that tadpole? Pick the tiniest task on your list that is important, but is tiny and feels easy to do, and do that one instead. And what Eat the Tadpole does, and I go more into this in a different video on like unconventional productivity tips that I have, so I'll post that video in the description. But basically what it does is it allows you to gain some momentum, or at least make some progress, even if you don't have the energy to gain momentum, at least make some progress on easy tasks in any given day. What does Eat the Frog have to do with pond planning? It has to do with the fact that we are going to identify who we are in the pond. You have your big, overwhelming, giant list of things. You've marked your most important tasks, no matter how many there are. And now you're going to pick 2 of them. Doesn't matter which 2. I don't care if they're more important, they're more urgent, they're bigger, they're smaller, they're harder, doesn't matter. You're gonna pick 2 big Eat that frog tasks. Tasks that feel scary, tasks that feel hard, tasks that feel emotionally draining, whatever those tasks are for you. Now, caveat here, because when people think big tasks in the normal productivity world, people think of like big projects and important things to do, right? I don't care if your Eat that frog task is to book a doctor's appointment. If that is your big task, which some people might be like, well, that's not a big task, that's easy. Hey, no, if that is your Eat that frog task because for whatever reason, making a phone call makes you anxious, or you're scared of the doctor, or booking that appointment sounds scary, it's emotionally draining, whatever it is, just pick the tasks that for you feel big. No one can tell you what your frog tasks are. And then you're gonna go through that list again, and you're gonna pick 2 Eat the Tadpole tasks. Out of your MITs, 2 frogs, 2 tadpoles. 2 important things that feel easy to do, 2 important things that feel really hard to do. And now we have only 4 tasks on our list. These 4 tasks are your pond. Your pond has 2 tadpoles and 2 frogs. Everything else is the rest of your ecosystem. We're not talking about that. We are talking about your 2 frogs and your 2 tadpoles. What does this do for you? When you wake up each day, you say, where's my energy? You check in with yourself. Where's my energy physically? Where's my energy emotionally? How am I feeling? Am I ready to tackle a big project right now? Do I need to ease into my day? Do I just need to focus on tiny things right now? Whatever your answer is, it's good. And then you look at your pond and you pick one. You either pick a tadpole task, you have 2 of them, or you pick a frog task, you also have 2 of them. Now here's the thing. The important thing is that you only have 2 and 2. Why? Because of the 2 decision method. If you have 18 frogs in the pond, your brain is still going to be exhausted by picking out of those 18 things what to do. Now, I talk more about the decision method in my video, How I Make My Life Easier by Making Less Decisions. Again, I'll link that below. I also talked about it last week, so I'll link that video below again, because I talked about it from a little bit of a different perspective about decision paralysis and that kind of thing. The important thing here is that we only have 2 decisions to make, okay? We wake up and we say, how am I feeling today? Am I good to take on a frog, or do I want to eat a tadpole? And you say, cool, tadpole. And then you have 2 tasks to pick from. And you pick one. That's it. There's no thinking, no analysis, no wondering if this is the most important thing to be. You already put them in the pond. You already did that. So pick one. And then you check in with yourself again. Once that task is done, you check in with yourself again and you say, hey, do I need to eat another tadpole, or can I go eat a frog? Oh, I can eat a frog now. Cool. Now you have 2 frogs and you pick one and then you're done. And then you say, hey, eat a tadpole or a frog? What am I feeling right now? Oh, back to tadpole. Cool, eat the tadpole. And once the pond is empty of those tadpoles, you can add 2 more tadpoles to the list. So what does this do for you? This reduces decision making, which increases motivation and willpower, because willpower and decision making depletes our brain during the day. The more decisions we make, the more depleted we are. So by reducing everything we have to get to, it allows us to start our day faster. It also allows us to focus on most important tasks without negating the fact that we have a gazillion important tasks. We still have a to-do list of MIT's Markdown that has way more frogs and tadpoles than are in the pond. But we choose to focus on the ones that are in the pond because that is what's allowing us to move forward. Then we get to invite some other little critters to the pond with us, right? And that is how we focus on getting important things done while also getting urgent things done. Now here's the thing. Some days you won't want to eat any frogs. That's okay. Eat some tadpoles. Some days you won't want to eat any tadpoles because you're feeling on top of the world and you'll only do frogs. That's okay. Someday you'll do a mix of both. But the important thing is that every day you try to get one of these things done. That's it. Just one. One tadpole, one frog, whatever. If you do more, amazing. Celebrate yourself for that. But if you do just one, amazing. Celebrate yourself for that. Because the whole idea of pond planning is to move forward with the important things. Not the urgent things, not the never-ending laundry and dishes, not the never-ending whatever insert thing here, social media content that never ends, but the important things that move the needle forward. That is the idea behind pond planning, is to give a space in your life to the very most important things that might just not be urgent. And also, pond planning just sounds kind of cute, right? Like tadpoles and frogs and I don't know. It sounds adorable in my head. Anyways, that's it. That's the video. I'd love to know if you want to try pond planning. What are your first 4 tasks on there? And so comment that down below. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, and you think someone else will find it helpful, share it with a friend, share it with family, subscribe, like, I make new ones like this every single Friday. So until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.